you don't really see a lot of Caribbean female hip hop artists either, right? And
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
another thing that I appreciated that you brought on a female in the remix, and she was dope. She is dope, not
Yeah,
was.
Blue is my favorite people that I've met in hip hop.
Mm,
She's just incredibly talented, man. My first introduction to her was going Hilton Open Mic Night,
mm,
and I wasn't sure if she was the feature or if she was just performing. But I went to the whole Sun Rock, which is another good friend of mine. I was on one of the
mm.
remixes too. I was like, yo, who's that? He's like, yo, her name is Blue Diamond, and then I know that was her dancehall soca name. I know, and in
Yeah.
rap, she's Jamaica. So I was like, yo, like she tight. It's always been good vibes, man. And yeah, like she's an amazing artist. She really, even some of the stuff she has coming up now, like the topic she talks about, like you could tell she has depth and soul, and that's
Hmm.
why I try to keep my own music too. I try to always, even if it's just like me being like braggadocious, like yeah, top five, and I'm not a prime number and all that jazz. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I like to get clever with the words and everything, but yeah, I like to keep substance, man. I like to talk about stories, and
Yeah.
also like things that I've seen around me as well.
Yeah, because I when I was listening to your now I will say who introduced me to Sivers the Third is another female hip hop artist, Mimi Glitz.
Hmm. Yeah,
She
yeah,
put
big
me on
ups.
to biggest to be me. She actually put me on to Sivers, and from the time I heard his style and heard him and Chris, the combination, I was
Yeah,
locked
the guy
on.
Chris Fields. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you guys did Wu Tang for the Children, that one,
yeah, Chris
that one,
Fields.
yeah, I
Yes, sir.
felt that.
Yo, and Wu Tang for the Children. Funny story about that song.
Yeah.
When we were like writing the stuff for that, because I wrote the verses and the chorus and everything. When I was
Mm,
coming up with the idea for that song, I was like, yo, I gotta get like a voice to like sing this hook because it's like, and it gotta be crazy because it can't just be me, you know what I mean? Like it needs to
yeah.
like hit like that's sort of like that like rough, like edgy, but still got that R&B flair. And Chris was like one of the first person that came to my mind because at the time we were writing like a joint project, which we didn't really get to
Mm,
record, just because life and everything. But I was like, "Yo, would you like to be on this?" And I had already asked him about Warm Water, but I was like, "Yo, I got one more song, I want to bring you on." And he was like, "All right, cool." And it was kind of like a homage to ODB,
yep.
Old Dirty Bastard, like
Yeah.
because like I was a big, I say it was, but I am a big Wu Tang fan,
Me too.
just like just and Method Man and all the different songs and styles that they brought, inspected that, and
Yeah.
like as much as I am a younger rapper, I balance both generations. There are a lot of guys that I gain inspiration from just about what they talk about, how they flowed on a beat. So
Yeah.
rest in peace,
I,
ODB. Yeah, yeah,
I think that's what attracted me because um I think now in hip hop I'm from because what I usually do react to is a lot of African music, a lot of African hip
mm,
hop, and I find and I do listen to American hip hop obviously, but what I find rappers are so focused on who could rap the fastest now. I find everybody doing the whole speed rapping. I mean, some people still got
mm,
bars. A lot of people trying to use a lot of entendres.
mm.
And when I there's a lot of hip hop heads that yeah, it's good to work the brand sometimes, but people love hearing stories. This storytelling has
Yeah,
really died down out of hip hop. No one really tells a story no more, and I think because the way how you presented it, it had this story that you was telling, and then the
yeah,
boom bap style that you were using, it has that authentic type of '90s vibe, and
yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of a lot of people that love '90s hip hop, early 2000s, but mostly '90s hip hop would appreciate this type of music, and it has
Yeah.
this refreshing sound because they don't really hear it anymore. So because you
I
have
just
that
describe it
refreshing
as
sound,
like
mm,
I just describe it as like I got like old school with the new bop. You know what I mean? Like it got
yeah,
that like
yeah,
that's kind of like edginess that the new music has because like one of the things I really work hard in my music is to
yeah,
make sure that there is a close correlation between my speaking voice and my rapping voice. I
yeah,
don't try strong to sound American. I don't try
yeah,
strong to sound big. I just try to sound like myself. And in doing that, it's gives me the freedom to explore topics of like, like, yeah, you would hear me rap about, stuff that anybody could relate to. But then,
Yeah.
what I mean, in similar, you hear me say stuff about like Lasco and Plain
Yes.
Hill, and like, unless you Barbadian, you ain't gonna know what that is. But
Yeah.
that's kind of like my little, those are my Easter eggs for like the Caribbean diaspora, that people out there that like when they hear that, like, oh shoot, I remember them days, like not
Yeah.
being able to afford certain things, and we had to mix Lasco because
Let's
Lasco
go.
the water, the
You
quarter,
remember,
yeah,
you remember you saying the
put it
ducks?
wrong. Yeah, you know the thing, right? You know the thing. Yeah, so like I do stuff like that, and I rap to show like just the next generation too that you can talk about things about Barbados is not all. Yes, we are a tourist destination, but
Mm,
we're not all sun and beaches. Like there are darker sides of things that do happen. Whether it
true.
be crime, whether it be violence, whether it be everything that's going on with the youth right now, whether there's everything going
Mm,
on in politics or whatever. Like your music can be a vehicle to talk about that. So that's why I try
yes.
to touch on a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
know.
sure.
I noticed. I heard a lot of because I heard a lot of references towards Barbadian things, and I was like, yo. I definitely feel that one. Like, I mean, I didn't touch base with the. I didn't really. I know we talk about Bridgetown, but I just want people to know Bridgetown is also for me is a patriot. If you live outside of Barbados, like myself, a lot of Barbadians. That's another thing that you did. A lot of Barbadians that love hip hop and hear
Mm.
Bridgetown. I mean, you're in St.
Yeah,
Barbados, but you just know Bridgetown means
yeah,
Barbados.
yeah.
It's a
Barbados, yeah,
patriot type of sound that it make you vibe. You're going like, yo, Bajan,
yeah,
straight up. Bajans outside of Barbados can love this one. So I actually urge any Bajans that live overseas right now, go and check out all the Bridgetown remixes plus the original.
yeah,
You
for
guys
sure,
can love it.
for
You
sure.
definitely. No. I know you mentioned warm waters.
Mix hot water with the tea leaves. Have a time with me. You don't even have to leave. Some nights I'll hold you down.
I saw the video and everything. Even though it's so subtle, but you just look, watching you and the girl having this conversation.
Yeah,
Very simple but effective.
yeah,
But
yeah. Yo, shouts out
effective.
to that girl, homie of mine, Monet. Shouts out to her. Like she came through too. I met her at event by an organization called Barbados Connect. Shout out to them. They did a review of my album and stuff.
Nice.
They do a bunch of like events for like just entrepreneurs and artists in general. So it's not only music, but they do stuff for people that when you come into Barbados and you look into find out like where is the best places to eat, where are the best places to party. Obviously before COVID, Barbados Connect, you just go there and you can find out everything. And
Yeah.
yeah, we had a Red L Records rating camp, and she just came through as an artist, and like she was singing, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. And I had told her like I was looking for someone to be in this video, very simple, and she was like, oh yeah, dope, I would come through. And
Mm.
like the concept of all the visualizers were just to give people like a visual experience. It doesn't necessarily have to be staged where like you got the cars and the diamonds and you trying to
No.
be hard or anything. It's just like like just simple stuff, like just a guy and a girl going out to get like a cup of tea, you know what I mean? Wu Time for the
Yeah.
children. We was at Rally watching cars, Rally Barbados.
Yeah.
Um, the other stuff that I'm shooting some more visualizers this weekend too, and I'm
Nice.
really excited because I got some like big names involved. You know what I mean, locally at least. And yeah, but all the visualizers have a theme to it. Even with Gusto, where it's like real more goofy and comedy. Like I'm a big wrestling fan, so like to just do a
Oh
party
really?
of that. Was just, yeah, I follow all forms, like whether it be AW, WWE, AAA
Yeah.
in Mexico. Like I follow wrestling
Nice.
pretty consistently. Yeah. So it's like I just wanted to have like visualizers that reflect that. But warm water, that jam is just like just being. I find too in today's music, not like knocking on, ain't trying to be an old head or nothing. Like
Yeah.
women are always kind of like just like some object to obtain. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's like a slicker side of it where you could just be like intimate and respectful and still like say things that still slay, like, and that's what that song is about. Essentially telling her like, yo, you don't gotta go anywhere, like it doesn't have to be like a one night thing. Like I just here to like drink tea with you, talk with you, pick your mind about what's going on. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
That is perfect. That is perfect.
Honestly, I let one of my Canadian peeps, her a female, actually. I let,
Uh,
and she's older than me. she's like she's like 10 years older than me, right?
okay.
And I am in my 40s. So I let her hear it, and she was like, "Yo, I like this track. I nice." She was like, she
Hey,
really genuinely
thank you,
loved
thank
the
you.
track. She really loved the
I
track,
appreciate
man.
that.
And the thing is, when I hear it too, I was like, "Yo, I like this. This is different." The melodies that
Yeah.
the choices of melodies, like, where does your inspiration comes in terms of your choices of melodies and the way how the music is composed? Where does your inspiration come from to put together these nice
I, I would say before hip hop, I was just a
mm,
fan. Like before rapping myself, like
mm,
I was just a
mm,
fan of hip hop and music in general. So I even to this day, I make it my habit to consume at least like a odd genre or like a album off of like top 100 lists that are not in my regular vacuum, just to keep my head
mm,
open to different melodies and sounds. But
yeah.
Warm Water specifically, I heard the instrumental for it. Shout out to the producer, Mr. E. On YouTube, you can find him, and the beat just had a very warm, soft, kind of like like very melodic type pattern, and it
Mm-hmm.
gave me like throwbacks to like Andre 3000 stuff on his Outcast project.
Yo,
Like,
cast
so I
out.
was just like,
Yeah.
so if I could have like a vibe like that, like just kind of like that energy where like, because Andre 3000 has always been that kind of artist where he just sits and kind of talks to his audience in a way that
Mm-hmm.
feels like, yo, like I'm right there next to him as he like talks to these group of people. So I wanted a song like that. Even like how I started the track, like saying like rare I want to talk to you, rare than exotic text like terms, and it's just like
Yeah.
just things like it just feels like poetry more than a rap. And
Correct.
that's how I kind of like compose that particular song. The melody for that, the hook came to me real easy because it was just mix our water with the tea leaves, spend time with me. You don't even have to leave. At sunrise, I'll hold you down. And then Chris kind of came up with the runs and everything else himself.
Yeah.
He was just like, yeah, I already know what he wanted to do, like with the runs and how he want my voice and stuff.